Hello, everyone, and welcome. Today, inshallah, we will be discussing Aspen Capital Cost Estimator, ACCE. But before we start, I would like to ask you one question. Have you ever been in a situation that you are working on an initiative or something and you need to get the cost estimation, like an initial cost estimation? Maybe you are working on a pump or a heat exchanger that can benefit you in your plant, and you need to get an initial cost estimation for that. So, how much time does it take? So I will share from personal experience. It takes days, if not weeks, right? So maybe this is why ACCE can be a very interesting tool. It can be very useful for you. Okay, and ACCE is part of the Aspen One Performance Engineering Suite. This is something that comes, with Hysys. So most likely, if you have Hysys, this means that you have ACCE available for you. So this can be a good thing because you have the tool available and you can start using it directly. Okay. So to access ACCE, you can go here under Aspen Economic Evaluation, and you should find Aspen Capital Cost Estimator installed. Sometimes IT doesn't install that, but you can ask for it. It will use the same license at Hysys. Okay, so once we start the software, it will give you this screen, and it will ask you if you need to select this option here. This one is related to the integration with Hysys. So I will keep this because we will need to see this integration later in this session, inshallah. So let's click OK and proceed. So once you have this screen, you can, as any other tool, you can go for File New, or just click this icon here, and it will give us the available or the current project. So maybe you can go here, or create your own new project. So for me, I will proceed with this, and I will say, let's say scenario 3. Okay, and then you click OK. He will ask you about the units of measurements, and you need to understand that this is a cost estimation tool. It's not designed for process engineers. So usually we will be using one fixed set of units of measurements. We will not be able to change this frequently, like in HISIS. Okay. So for now, he asking for more detailed units of measurements. I do not need to change anything here. And now we will ask about the location of the project, because ACCE, it has different databases for different locations. Okay. For now, I will proceed with the default database. Okay. So now we have the project ready for me. How to add an equipment. Here on the right, if you go for components, you will find something called, you have different items. Okay, but for now, let's say we are working on a bump, maybe. Okay, so you can go here for bumps and select the type, maybe ABI 610. This is, I think, for refineries, and you can drag and drop it here. Okay, let's give it a name, feed bump, let's say B100, and click OK. So now he will ask you about the details. You can add the available details. If you do not have enough details yet, then ACCE will give you default values, and it will give you good default values. So we can depend on that. These values in the red box, this is the minimum. So it needs this value at least to be able to work on this pump. Okay. I will give one example here. Let's say 100 as a capacity, and then we can apply and click evaluate. And now he will work on the cost estimation for my bump. He will use the available information that he has. We provided only one piece of information, which is the capacity of the pump, and he will assume all the other values. Okay. So now we understand what is ACCE and how to use it. So let's see what should we expect from ACCE, what he will do for me. Okay. So in addition to the huge time saving, you have seen how we can do this in minutes, but this is what he will do for you. Once we said a pump or an equipment, he knows the system behind this equipment. Okay, so for example, here we said a pump, and he gives me the cost. He gives me the cost of this pump here, and also the required man hours to install this pump and the cost of that. Okay, but also because he understands the system, he know that this pump, it needs some piping, suction line, discharge line, and so on. So he will calculate this for me. This pump needs some civil work to fix it in the ground. So he will calculate this, and he will do all of these items for every equipment. Okay, like the instrumentation, electrical, or painting. So now you can understand what should you expect from ACCE. He will give you the cost of your equipment, the cost of the man hours required to install this equipment, and all the other items related to this item, in addition to the weight, which will be used in something later, something else, but we will not cover this today. Okay, and you can go here for design datasheet to see summary of the default values and the input values. Okay, and here we will find some more details, but we will not cover this today. Usually, if you are using ACCE for the first time, you will find a different report, but to get the same reports that I'm using here, you can go for the reporter report. Okay, so under tools, options, preferences, and reporting, and you can select this kind of report. So now this was like a very quick overview how to use Aspen capital cost estimator. Okay. Now, last thing to cover today is integrating with Hysys. Okay, let's assume that you have a nice Hysys case. Let me open Hysys here to show you how it looks like. Maybe this case here, atmospheric crude tower or something. Okay, so like a distillation, and it has some maybe heat exchangers, some pumps, and so on. So let's wait and see how it looks like. Okay, so here let's assume that you are working on this case. Okay, or maybe your process team is working on that, and we need to get this in export this to ACCE. Okay, so within ACCE, because we activated this option, process economic analyzer, if you go here, you will find that it's active. It's empty now, but it's active. Okay, so if we go here for project based view, scroll to the end, you will find something called process design. So under simulator type, let's select Hysys. Okay, and file name. I think I have this file on my desktop, but I need to change the extension here to select my file. Now ACCE sees the file, so we need to load the data. Okay, so let me load the data. He will get all the information from Hysys. He will put it in this process view. If we go here, this was empty, but now we have some items. Okay. The next step is to take these items and map them to the current models in ACCE. For example, this is heat exchanger. We need to select the heat exchanger from here. Okay. So this can be done through mapping here. So he will do this automatically for me, but I need just to check that. For example, sometimes we put this heater here as a heat exchanger because it's just for process requirements, but now it's a furnace. It's something totally different than a heat exchanger. Okay, then you can come here and adjust that. Okay, under this you can select the required model. But now let's proceed with what we have. We can understand the idea now. And now he is trying to move the equipment from this process view. He will put them to the required models in ACCE. For example, if you come here, this was only the pump that we added, but now we have all the equipment that we have in our Hysys case. For example, let's see one equipment here. It's a heat exchanger. So as you can see, he is getting all the available information from Hysys. So let's try to evaluate this, and this should give me the cost for this, I don't know, bump around cooler. Okay, so maybe this is just a heat exchanger for the bump around in the tower. And as you can see, we now have the cost estimation for this heat exchanger. So thank you, and I hope this was useful, and Happy New Year, inshallah. Thank you.